What is up, my friends? It is Wednesday evening's Anfield Agenda transfer news roundup, and you are very welcome along. Today we're going to be looking at the fact that Newcastle have lost the race for Benjamin Sesko, but all hope is not lost on an impending move for the Reds for Alexander ISAK. We'll talk about Darwin Núñez as he looks towards the Anfield exit. A little bit on Harvey Elliott as well as his proposed move to Leipzig starts to gather some momentum. We'll talk about what that means for Liverpool's summer transfer business, what the numbers look like, and what we can expect between now and the end of the month. That and lots more to come over the next few minutes. But of course, I want to know your thoughts. Let us know in the comments section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and don't forget, I will be back here tonight, 8:45, for the late night agenda where we will go through it all in far more detail. Right, let's start off with a look at the net spendometer as things currently sit. Obviously, Liverpool now with a net spend of £150 million, but you can expect that figure to lower significantly if the sales of Darwin Núñez and Harvey Elliott come to fruition. You could see Liverpool look there to get down to 45 million maybe net spend so far. And what a bit of summer business that would be with all the signings we've brought in. And we ain't finished yet because we expect that net spendometer to creep back up with the pursuit of a centre-back and, of course, Alexander ISAK. So, let's get going. Benjamin Sesko made it clear that he wanted to join Manchester United. That was the feeling from Ben Jacobs and many other journalists, and that is what is going to happen. So we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail in a moment. Fabrizio Romano has said, exclusive, Al Hilal are close to getting Darwin Núñez done deal after verbal agreement in place with Liverpool. So obviously they've spoken with Darwin, they believe they've got that agreement, they've come to Liverpool with an offer, and now it looks like that offer will be accepted by Liverpool. And according to Romano, the decision then rests with Darwin Núñez, what he wants to do. And what I mean by that is he going to wait around to see what Milan have to offer, or is he going to accept the offer from Al Hilal? But either way, Liverpool will be selling Darwin Núñez this summer, like I've said, all the way through the summer window. I know some people didn't want to hear that, but my job here is to tell you guys the honest truth, as I know it anyway. So we'll see what happens there. You again could imagine that Liverpool won't be letting all these players go unless there is a plan in place to bring in some reinforcements. Craig Houlden of the Daily Mail has said, Newcastle had to pursue Benjamin Sesko move, even though the feeling was that he favoured Manchester United. They were given encouragement too. More so, Monday, United was yet to make an offer. Newcastle made their play. Then obviously United backed in and got their man. So Newcastle will move on to other targets. Now, who are those other targets? Well, the Athletic have said Newcastle have earmarked Chelsea striker Nicholas Jackson as a contingency plan if they miss out on Benjamin Sesko, which by all accounts it looks like it has. Also, Fabrizio Romano, speaking about Nicholas Jackson, said he is leaving Chelsea. It's not new news story, but if you've been following Romano all summer, you would know that Nicholas Jackson has been talked about moving away, and Newcastle could be a viable alternative. Obviously, Chelsea are asking for crazy money there. We think about £80 million for Nicholas Jackson, so you'd have to see that figure go a bit downwards. Romano, speaking on Sesko, he said he's fully agreed on personal terms with Manchester United, with a contract set to run until June 2030. He's keen to join United, a sentiment he clearly expressed yesterday, and hasn't shown the same interest in other clubs. Negotiations between United and Leipzig are ongoing. Now, Di Marzio has said Darwin Núñez has reached agreement with Al Hilal, and Al Hilal will pay around €65 million to Liverpool. On top of that, Romano has said the agreement club to club at Liverpool for Darwin sale is 100% done. The initial fee will be €53 million with heavy add-ons, easy to reach, bringing the total package higher. Talks with Darwin ongoing to get the green light on personal terms. Now, you would imagine if Darwin's open to the move, personal terms aren't going to be a problem. We know that Saudi Pro League clubs compensate the players well, so let's wait and see what happens there. My gut feeling, like I've said all the way through this summer, Darwin Núñez leaves Liverpool, whether that's the AC Milan, Napoli, Al Hilal, it was always going to happen. Next up, Lee Ryder has said Newcastle to make Alexander Isak decision on whether he rejoins the group and potentially faces Espanyol or Atletico Madrid. Newcastle are aware of Sesko's admiration for Manchester United, but opted to stay in the race as long as they could. For what it's worth, why would they put an injured player in the squad to play Atletico Madrid. Doesn't make any sense, really, does it? So again, this is Newcastle trying to save face and look like they're doing everything that they can to now make an example of Alexander Isak, which is unfortunately the way these situations have to play out. Like I've said all the way through, I hate seeing a player vilified on either side of this, whether it's a player leaving us, coming to us. I don't like seeing it, but Newcastle have to do what they have to do. David Ornstein said, breaking, Al Hilal have reached an agreement in principle to sign Darwin Núñez from Liverpool. A deal worth €53 million plus add-ons has been struck verbally, with the 26-year-old indicating his willingness to accept the proposed move. So, like I've said yesterday, this will probably gather some pace over the next day or two. Now, Romano has said exclusive, Darwin Núñez deal will cost $53 million plus add-ons. They've agreed every term with Liverpool. Story revealed earlier today, Liverpool received the $53 million fixed with add-ons there. Deal almost done. Darwin open to the move. As soon as details are clarified, he'll travel over to Al Hilal for his medical. And then we can finally close the chapter on Darwin Núñez as a Liverpool player. And despite what everybody probably expects me to say, I really am just sad it didn't work out, because when he came in, all of us wanted him to work out. He's an easy guy to like. And when he's out there on the pitch causing chaos, we all enjoyed it. But ultimately, hand on heart, it just didn't really work, did it? And sometimes these things happen. Certainly no hard feelings on my side about this, despite what a lot of people might believe. I just think it is the right move for everybody. Now, this from Transfer Sector and Mike McGrath said, Chelsea striker Nicholas Jackson has emerged as a serious option for Newcastle, who now face defeat in the Benjamin Sesko race. Charlie Bennett has said Alexander Isak did not attend Benton to train with his Newcastle teammates this morning. He is expected to arrive later today, but no confirmation as to the reason why. Hi, I'm Craig. I can give you the confirmation as to the reason why. It's because, like Eddie Howe said before, you have to earn the right to train with the main group, and they're now starting to isolate Isak for, well, obvious reasons. Keith Downey of Sky Sports, Alexander Isak will train and receive treatment away from the main group today, which makes a mockery of the idea that he would play in those friendlies, like I mentioned. If he's still receiving treatment for the injury, then he's hardly going to be in the matchday squad, is he? He said Isak didn't train with the squad on the first day back this morning. Exclusive detail can reveal that the striker has been told to report to his own training, on the ground, on his own, after the rest of the players and their families have left. Eddie Howe has arranged a family day gathering for players and their partners' children this lunchtime. But no Isak, he's been isolated away, and that's surely going to bring him back into the group, isn't it? That's not at all going to make him feel even more egregious or annoyed towards Newcastle. So let's see how this one all plays out. Theo Squires has said Leipzig in talks with Harvey Elliott over a potential transfer. They want to sign him as a replacement for Xavi Simons. Leipzig value Simons at about €70 million. Such a value will not be lost on Liverpool when it comes to potential negotiations over Elliott and setting their asking price. Liverpool have no intention of selling their player cheaply. The Reds know the value of Elliott, with the club being known to be a well-data-driven club and who follows market trends, and the fees of players are comparable and even less pedigree is taken into consideration. So, again, they won't be selling Elliott on the cheap. This here from Romano said, what's missing for the here we go for Darwin Núñez Al Hilal is just a player to give the final green light. Darwin is keen on joining Al Hilal. It's now just the final details on the contract. And finally, Fabrizio Romano has said, RB Leipzig have started discussing contract terms with Harvey Elliott as a priority to replace Xavi Simons. Discussions are ongoing, waiting to understand the player's decision. Last bit we have for you today from Melissa Reddy, just literally dropped in, said the frustration for Alexander Isak and his camp is they feel very clearly and respectfully informed Newcastle of the forward's desire to explore a fresh challenge well ahead of this summer. In doing so, it afforded the club the chance to attack the market on the front foot and secure a quality replacement long before it got to this messy point. It is not Isak's fault Newcastle have had a mare, missing out on so many of their top targets. If anything, it probably hardens the belief that their approach and ambition doesn't align with his. There is no solid recruitment foundation, said Melissa Reddy. I feel sorry for Eddie Howe, the player and the supporters. Newcastle are in the Champions League for the second time in 3 years and secured their first domestic trophy in 70 years. Many at the club point to the power struggle that ousted Godosi and Staveley as the root of the issues, especially the lack of communication and human touch with the exit of the latter. Given how this window was gone, can Newcastle actually land the replacement for ISAK? If they force him to stay, can they get the maximum out of him in the absence of that human touch? If they sell him, can they be trusted to reinvest a British transfer record wisely? And now, last bit of information that again has just popped into me this second. Darwin Núñez is set to sign a 3-year deal with Al Hilal. The forward opened the doors to a move to Saudi last week. Once the final contract details are sorted, there will be a here we go. So that is everything over the morning, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back tonight to go through it all and answer your questions. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. And of course, don't forget to check out the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp channel as well, where you can get all this very latest news direct to your phone. We'll talk soon. Much love, my friends. Bye-bye.